Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 32, and in today's episode we are going to go and do the one-make races, or start the one-make races, here in the West City. Now here in the West City there are 6 or 7 one-make races to be doing here, and we are going to start with a Citroen, and we are going to start with the only one-make race Citroen has, which is the Saxo Challenge. So for that, of course, we need a Citroen Saxo, and there's only one in this game. It is the Saxo 1.6 injection VTS, a really cool little car. This, I do like the Citroen Saxo an awful lot, even if the 3D model on this is a little bit strange. Anyway, I'm going to buy it in this white. I've looked through all the colours. I like the white the most, so that's the colour I am going to go with. And I'm going to go and upgrade the car off screen, and I will see you in a second and we'll start racing. Okay, so there we go. The Saxo has been tuned up to around 210 brake horsepower. As well as that, it's got weight reduction and tyres on it. Anyways, we are now going to head into the normal style race for the Saxo Challenge. Okay, so here we are at the high-speed ring for the first race of the Saxo Challenge. I almost lost my words for a second there. Anyways, high-speed ring, Citroen Saxos, not usually what you'd expect, but hey, whatever, I shall take it. Anyways, as you can see, my Saxo is significantly quicker than the rest of the Saxos apparently. Interestingly enough, this vehicle is running almost as, actually I think it's running more power than the C3 did stock in the last episode. God, that C3 was a little bit pitiful. However, the Citroen Saxo is not at all pitiful. This is a pretty fantastic car, all things considered. I do really like the Citroen Saxo. Actually, it is a really cool little car, this. I almost ended up getting one in real life. It was, I just ended up not getting one just because I got a bit more money, or saved a bit more money up, and just decided to get a Fiat Panda instead, which is, as an actual like day-to-day vehicle, is a lot better of a car. You know, it's more practical, it's more reliable, it's easier to drive, it's probably nicer to drive, it's probably more fun to drive than the Saxo, but I do like the little Saxo. Just something about these vehicles, I've always liked them. I also like the fact some Saxos, not this Saxo, unfortunately, but there are certainly Saxos which come in ridiculous colours. I mean, there's the East Coast version, which was like a mustard yellow with blue Hawaiian cover seats, which was just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I really liked that car. It was just such a stupid car, that's why I loved it so much. And yeah, I wish Citroen would make some more interesting, silly vehicles or like that. But unfortunately, Citroen are not known for making particularly silly, fun vehicles anymore. I mean, I guess the C4 Cactus is kind of cool, but I mean, you know, their city car, the Citroen C1, isn't particularly interesting. The C3 is there. You know, the Citroen C4 isn't very interesting anymore. Citroen just don't make fun vehicles anymore like they used to. Anyways, we're about to cross the line in my little Saxo, and as you can see, many Saxos were in this race. All of them were different colours, which is kind of surprising. Usually this game likes to put many of the same coloured vehicles in, but apparently with the Saxos, nope. Anyways, we win 3,000 credits, fantastic. And yeah, I will see you in a second when we're going to be race modifying the little Saxo. Okay, so there we go, we've completed the normal style race for the Saxo, and that of course means it's time to racing modify our little Saxo and see what this thing looks like racing modified. Well, it gains a wide body and it kind of looks like a rally car, which is pretty cool. I do like that blue, I'm going to have that in that blue. Not too many choices when it comes to the racing car modification for the Saxo, but it's still a pretty cool modification nonetheless. Anyways, it's time to head to another random course for the racing style race. Okay, it's decided to put us at Seattle Full Circuit for the race versions of Citroen Saxo. Seattle full course in Citroens? Sure. I'm fairly certain there's never been a Citroen sold in America. Maybe like the SM, maybe those old DS Citroens, but other than that, I don't think they ever sold any other Citroens here. Woo! This thing has very, very nice turning grip. Jesus. I was not quite expecting the amount of grip this vehicle has. It's huge amounts of fun. And it's got huge amounts of grip. This is probably one of the grippiest cars I've ever driven, at least so far. The only vehicle that can really get up there with this is the Fiat Seicento that we had many, many episodes back. I mean, that vehicle was pretty grippy as well. Luckily, we do get a chance to drive another small Fiat while we're visiting the West City, which is nice because I do like my small Fiats. But no, it's Citroen time today. Yeah, the West City really does not have that many one-mate races, which is a bit unfortunate considering the West City has some of the more diverse range of vehicles in it. Usually, you know, most racing games ignore most of the vehicles that are in the West City. Like, I'm fairly certain, if I had to guess, I mean, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, Citroen aren't really featured in any games anymore. All the Peugeots in this game, save for maybe the 206, have all been written off. Yeah, there's only like a handful of cars in the West City that they even still use in racing games. Venturi, I'm not quite sure what happened to Venturi, but considering I haven't seen them since the year 2000, I assume it didn't end particularly well for them. I mean, all the Alfa Romeos in this game basically just go non-used. I mean, Forza has the Alfa 155, but that's about it. Yeah, and there's not really too many cars out of the West City that have made it into any other games other than Gran Turismo 2, which is kind of why I like hanging out in the West City. It's got some very, very cool and diverse vehicles, and as you all know, I'm a suckler for like little cars, which I sort of from the 90s. I love 90s cars, and the West City is full of brilliant 90s French and Italian cars, which are among some of my favourites. Like I said, this Saxo is fantastic. I do love the older Citroen Saxo, especially like the VTS and the VTR. You know, I didn't actually know until recently the VTS is actually apparently quicker than the VTR is, which kind of surprised me, to be perfectly honest with you. I've always thought the VTS was the slower of the two, hence VTR plus, but there you go. It is what it is. Of course, VTR later became, I don't know if it is this vehicle that started it, but it certainly became the AMG, I guess, of the Citroen sports vehicles. You know, that's what they started sticking on the back of their sportier vehicles, both VTR and VTS. I mean, there was VTR Citroen C1, at least in the previous model. Don't know if they've got one for the new model. Don't particularly care, because the new model is fantastically, awfully ugly in every single way. But anyways, racing Citroen Saxo has crossed the line, and we have won that race. Anyways, as you can see, many more Saxos were here, and they all finished pretty well. So there we go. Anyways, and that is it for the Citroen Saxo one-mate race, and indeed all of the Citroen one-mate races, considering they only had one. So there we go. I will accept 5,000 credits, and I will see you in a second. So there we go. As you can see, the Saxo challenge is finished, both for normal style and racing style vehicles. And that is it for this episode of the Gran Turismo 2 Let's Play. In the next episode, we're going to be tackling the Renault one-make race, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.